Hi friends, so today I am doing the sketchbook tour that I mentioned I would be doing. I recently did a sketching challenge, 30-day sketching challenge that you might have seen if you are subscribed to my channel or follow me on my social media. And today I'm going to show you all of the sketches and some other ones as well. Just a disclaimer before we start, the sketches are not in order, chronological order, so they will be a little bit all over the place, but I think that it's fine. But yeah, okay, let's start. So first off, we have the Zendaya sketch that I did. It's kind of a thing that no one can draw Zendaya, so I was like, I have to, give it a try, and I think I did pretty good. Let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, I think this one turned out pretty good. I did this one of the last days of the sketching challenge, so it's probably one of the better sketches that I did. Yeah, and then we have, very fitting, we have the Tom Holland drawing that I made. This one was requested by someone, I think it was on TikTok, who wanted me to draw Tom Holland, and I think this one turned out pretty good as well. I usually don't draw a lot of guys. I just prefer to draw women, it's more fun to me, but I think this one turned out pretty good. What I really like is kind of how I made the highlights here, you can see. So I just used like an eraser, kind of like this one, and just, erase some of it to make highlights. And just another thing you can see probably is a lot of marks here. It's from like the smudging of the graphite, and it kind of happens, but I figured it's fine, it's just a sketchbook. Yeah, then we have this one, which is Hailey Bieber. I think it's pretty cute. I don't really like how I did the hair. I did the hair actually with a black ink pen. That's not really my favorite how I did the hair, but other than that, it's pretty cute, I think. Yeah, so before I did this sketching challenge, I, never really kept a sketchbook at all. I never really, sketched. I just, worked on my, my paintings mostly. But after doing the sketching challenge, I really learned to enjoy sketching, and also I think it improved my technique quite a lot. So I definitely recommend it if you are interested to, start sketching, that you do it, and I think it can really improve your technique. This one was a very failed attempt at a self-portrait. I look more like an alien than how I actually look in real life, but drawing yourself is kind of a challenge. If you've never done it, I challenge you to do it. But yeah, I guess it was an interesting experience. This one was actually like one of the first, this was like the second sketch I made ever in the sketchbook. Well, not in the sketchbook, but the second sketch that I made, since learning that I like to sketch. So this was still in the beginning of my sketching journey, but I think it's really cute actually. I really like how this one turned out. It's really minimalistic, not a lot of shading and stuff, but it's really, expressive. And yeah, I like it. So this one is inspired by Marilyn Monroe, as you might recognize. Yeah. This one was the first sketch that I made actually. And it has been very well received on my social media, and so this one is actually available as a limited edition print on my website. There will be a link in the description. There are only 9 copies left, so if you want one, check out my website. But yeah, this one is also inspired by Marilyn, and yeah, I really like how you can see kind of how the eye has a lot of highlight in there, and I think it turned out really, really nice. I also really like the swoop of the hair, and yeah, it's pretty cute, I think. So yeah, one of my favorites, definitely. Then we have this one. This is actually a really quick drawing of a girl. She's an influencer. Her name is Taylor Lachey. She's super beautiful. I've made several artworks of her. I think she's just stunning and yeah, a big inspiration for my art as well. And yeah, super cute. And also, this when I shared this sketch, I had a request from someone who wanted me to show how I draw lips. So there will be a tutorial on how I draw lips, and if that one does well, I will also do a tutorial for nose and eyes, how to draw the nose and the eyes as well. But this one is also pretty expressive. I really love the eyes, and I think that the bangs is pretty cute. Yeah, pretty cute. And then we have this one. This is inspired by Lana Del Rey, as you might be able to recognize. She has a very unique and beautiful face, and I love Lana Del Rey, so she's also a big inspiration for me. And yeah, I felt like I wanted to draw her. These lips are really nice, I think, also, and I think I did the nose and the eyes pretty good as well. You can also see that this one was one of the first sketches, as well as the previous one, because I didn't do as much shading, as you can probably tell. It's mostly just eyes, nose, and outline and the lips that are most prominent. I also noticed that this eye is a lot longer compared to this one, but it's fine. It's all fine and good. It's just for practice, anyways. But yeah, pretty cute. Then we have another one inspired by Marilyn. I think this one is really cute. I am considering doing a big painting of this one. I just love her expression here, and the one eye that's closed and things like that. So I think it's pretty cute. This one is also very minimalistic, as you can see, which I really like. If you've seen some of my art, you might know that my art is very minimalistic. That's just what I like, Yep, so that's that one. Another one of Marilyn. This one is not the best in my opinion. I have erased a lot. I don't know, the good part of this one is probably the eyes and the nose, and then the mouth is a little bit, it's a little bit off, but it's still pretty good. Okay, at least. This one is another influencer. Her name is Helena, I'm pretty sure. She's French. A really beautiful girl. This one I also considered making into a big artwork. So yeah, I really like, she actually has dark hair in real life, but I really like how I made the hair just basically outlined and very minimalistic. Minimalistic is my go-to word, but I'm sure you know what I mean. I think it turned out pretty cute. You can also see it from this side, but I intend it to be viewed from this vertical angle, or whatever it's called. Yep. Here another influencer. That's my thing apparently. Her name is Franziska Nazarenus. She's German. Yeah, really beautiful also. I think I really like how the hair moves in this one. So this is like a jacket, and then there's like a top underneath, and I think it looks really good. And just a simple sketch basically, but it took me actually quite long for being such a simple sketch. But practice makes perfect. And another thing that I noticed in the sketching challenge is that I got a lot quicker at sketching and drawing the more that I practiced. So if you struggle with that, I definitely think that the more you practice, the quicker you will become, and the more sure of yourself you will become when you draw and paint and sketch and all those things. And then we have this one. This was also a really early one. This is Audrey Hepburn, and I think that, it's okay, but I think that the nose is a little bit too long, and the proportions are a little bit off, so it's definitely not my best work, but it will do. This one was also one of the earlier sketches. I think it's quite visible that it's before I became more skilled, you know. I am obviously, I draw a lot of portraits already, but these sketches are more like quick sketches, and drawing a quick sketch was something that I couldn't really do before, just quickly. So it took me a lot longer and much more energy to make even just a small sketch like this one before the challenge compared to afterwards. So yeah, again, definitely has improved my technique. Here we have another Marilyn sketch, and yeah, I think this one is really cute. This was when I started to do a little bit more shading, and this one also took me quite a while to get right, but yeah, I don't know, really, I couldn't really capture the expression that she had very well, but yeah, still cute. Another Marilyn, this one just kind of got a little bit too big, which is why it just wants to spread out towards the edges. So not the best one, definitely not, but it will do for the challenge, you know. Here we have Priscilla Presley. I watched the documentary about Elvis Presley, and I just was in awe how beautiful Priscilla was, and I got really inspired to draw her. And she used to have really a lot of eyeliner, and I thought it was really, really cute, and I wanted to draw it, so that's when I made this sketch. You can see that this eye is a little bit too high. I didn't realize it until I had finished, but you know, oh well, it's a sketch, it's practice. And yeah, pretty cute. Then we have another Marilyn, and this one I put a lot more work into the shading. You can see that it has a lot more shading compared to many of the other sketches. And yeah, I think it's pretty cute as well. I really like the highlights. Here it was like, in the reference picture, her hair was like blowing, and it made really interesting shadows on her forehead, so that's what I tried to capture here, some shadows and highlights on her forehead. And then the hair are just kind of, you know, made a little bit minimalistic again. This one is probably not one of the best ones, but it's interesting, I guess. I mean, it's pretty cute too. This was kind of a vintage girl that I found on Pinterest. I think she was so beautiful and I wanted to draw her, but the drawing did not come out really as good as I was hoping for. But I think that, you know, the lips are really good with the highlights. I actually used a white ink pen for the highlights here, and also a little bit on the eyes. And then I really like how you can see the highlights on the hair right here, but my favorite thing about this sketch is probably her lips. But she looks a little bit intimidating with those eyes. I don't know, she had a very interesting facial structure, very beautiful face, but it was difficult to capture for me in the sketch. Next up, another Lana Del Rey. This one looks almost a little bit cartoony, because I think it's because the eyes got a little bit too big, but I really like this angle of her face, and I think the nose turned out really good. The eyes are beautiful too, they're just a little bit too big. But yeah, I really like, you know, to get an interesting angle whenever I draw portraits. That's, you know, it adds some interest to the artwork. Here we have another Lana Del Rey, a lot of Lana Del Rey, as you can tell. But yeah, I really like especially her eyes in this one. They are super intense and really beautiful, I think. And the nose is pretty good too. So another one of my really minimalistic sketches. But yeah, like I said, it's my cup of tea, I guess. Here's another one of Taylor Lachey on Instagram, and yeah, she's gorgeous. However, I do kind of struggle a little bit to capture her, you know, to make it look really like her, but this one, you know, 95% likeness. Let me know if you think I captured her And I really liked, the hat that she was wearing. It was super cute to me. And yeah, I think she liked it too because she reposted it on her stories, and I was super grateful for that. That's always so kind, when people share your art. Yep. This one, no one could guess who this was, and I don't really blame you because it doesn't really look like her, but this is, if you live in Europe and you watch Eurovision, you know who this is because she won the Eurovision this year, Eurovision Song Contest. Loreen from Sweden. I'm Swedish, so yeah, I love Loreen, and I don't know if this drawing is super good of her. It doesn't really 100% look like her. It was a little bit difficult actually to capture her face, but yeah, still an interesting drawing, I guess. Let me know what you think, if you think I captured her or not, if you know who she is. Then we have this dude. I have actually forgot his name, from One Direction. It was another request from TikTok. Harry Styles, yes. So again, I don't really draw a lot of guys, and this one was actually the first guy that I drew. I drew this one before Tom Holland, and as you can see, this one is not as good as Tom Holland. But yeah, a little bit like Harry Styles, but maybe not 100%. I did struggle a little bit, and I think it shows. He has a very interesting face when you really start to look at the proportions and things like that. So that was a little bit interesting to try and capture, but I obviously did not do the best job at capturing him. But it's fine. It's fine. This one I'm actually working on doing as a large painting. I was really inspired from a picture I saw on Pinterest, and I wanted to do my own take on it, so I thought it was really interesting to include these pearls, and I really thought it was a beautiful angle to her face, and beautiful composition. I think it's called composition. Yeah, so I wanted to make my own version of it. So this is the small one, so I will show you the large one once it's finished, but I'm still working on it. I haven't even started painting because I have a lot of other things to do, and the big artworks take me a lot longer than drawing a sketch like this. So these sketches takes me probably between 15 and I would say between 15 minutes up to an hour to make, depending on how much I struggle and things like that. But the big ones takes me several hours to finish, start to finish, especially if it's a painting, because my main medium is actually watercolor, and if you have ever worked with watercolor, it's kind of a tricky medium. So I just always work in stages, or I spread the work out over several days. But yeah, that one will be a big painting. This one was my attempt at drawing Halle Bailey, who is the actress in the Little Mermaid movie. She's super beautiful, but I'm not sure if I capture her really well. I even got the kind of not the kindest comment saying that this looks nothing like her, and I mean I can see it, but at the same time I think it looks a little bit like her at least. But let me know what you think. Did I capture her or not? Should I give it another try? Yeah. This one again is of Francisca, the influencer, and yeah, I thought it was super cute with this the scarf she had on her head, and I really wanted to capture it, and I think I did a pretty good job. And she has a very unique face, again super beautiful, but it was not the easiest to capture. I feel like I say it all the time, but some people just have more, I don't know, it's just more difficult to capture for some reason than others, and she was a little bit more difficult. But I think that I kind of captured the light really nicely in this one, and I also really like how Like the scarf is just super minimalistic and sketchy. I used a black ink pen for the black details, and then yeah, the hair just really kind of super minimalistic again. And then her eyes turned out super beautiful, I think. Yeah, cute. Then we have, oops, this one is the last. So this one was my second attempt at a self-portrait. Again, not the best, but at least better than the first attempt that I made. Yeah, it's really weird to draw yourself, but I tried again, and this one is at least a little bit less alien-like and a little bit more, similar to how I actually look in real life, I think. But yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know if you have a favorite sketch. This one was the last one. Please don't judge my very broken sketchbook. Yeah, let me know if you have any favorites. Like I said, I will be making some tutorials. First off is the lip tutorial. And let me know if you want any other tutorials for the channel. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see from me. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!